and it's going down. Oh. Let's start this thing over. Wait a minute. Slow it down, y'all. Come on, let's go. Word. Yeah. And it's the daily. You think it ain't when it is? You think it won't when it is? We are here and we are in motion. We do this thing left lane. Yeah, fast, no coasting. Yeah. So let's get it popping, y'all. Yo, it's the daily. Go get Miz show. And this morning we got, and this evening we got something hot for y'all. You think we don't what we do? Yeah. My brother sold drugs, so I sell drugs too. My sister used to twerk, so I do twerk too. And she was a stripper, so that's what I do. That's what we're talking about tonight on the daily. Go get Miss show. My brother sold drugs, so I sold drugs too. My sister was a stripper, so I'm a strip too. My sister was out there twerking, so I learned how to twerk too. My brother was out there murdering, so I murdered too. What is the level of influence that your brothers and your sisters, your siblings have on you? Sometimes it's not the parents' fault. I guess ultimately it kind of is, but sometimes the siblings can be wayward and they can have control over your mind best you can find. Make sure that they get you right up on the grind, and there's nothing that you can really do to defend because you want to be down with them because they made you men, and now you're out there acting a fool and you're breaking all of the rules and not going to school, and that's because your big brother or big sister didn't take you and they tried to make you into a little thug or like a little whore, and you're running around acting bug. So that's what we're talking about tonight on the Daily Go Get Him Is show. How you feeling? T. Carey Wright is in the house. How you feeling now? It's good to see you. Come on down on some Price is Right shit. Word. It's going to be all right, y'all. So let's get this thing popping. Yeah. So we're going to talk about the influence that your siblings can have on you. We're going to talk about the impact and the influence that your siblings can have on you that maybe your parents did not even have on you. So it's going to be nice. So let's get into it. All right, let's get it popping. Urban Therapy with Sun 752 with this your daily. The Daily Go Get 'Em Ism show. We do this every single day. It rains. Every day it rains. And the DG will do the same. I'm your host, Sun 752, aka Omar with the. And if you can't say Omar with the, well, then you just say Omar with the R's. The Daily Go Get 'Em Is some show all up in your area on this hump day. Hump day, yeah, baby. This is, I say, hump day, yeah, baby. This is the day when we were born. If you were like me, because I was born on a Wednesday, so I'll be feeling good on these days, but we're gonna work it out. We're gonna make it work. We're gonna do the damn thing. We'll come together by doing our own thing, learning from each other while we do our thing. What's going on, my brother Ansel Jones is all up in the house. What's going on, my brother Ansel Jones? How you feeling, my brother? And Annette Davis, the number one. 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 How you feeling? Ma? Good to see me, some you. I appreciate y'all too and coming through. So today, we talking about my brother used to sell drugs. So I sold drugs. My sister used to strip. So I started stripping. What is the level of influence that a sibling can have on a young person, on a brother or a sister? What's that level? What's that level of influence that a brother and a sister can have on their baby brother or their sister? You know, I thought this would be an interesting topic to tackle, because we talk so much about the influence that parents have on their children, and a lot of times parents do have a strong influence on their children. But the thing is, when you start talking about your older brother or your older sister, you're talking about somebody who is close to being in your age frame. A lot of times they really are in your age frame. So they are your peer group. They are your peers. So everything that's going on right now, everything that's cool, everything that's decent, everything that's hot, everything that's hype, everything that is what you would like to be into today, your brothers and your sisters are right there in the thick of things. And if they are cool like that, if you look up to your brother and your sister, you know, it can take you, they can take you, the whole situation can take you in places that you never imagined before. And that can be a good place, or that can be a bad place. If your brothers and sisters are positive, then more than likely they are going to influence you in a positive way. But you know how easy it is for today's young people to get caught up. And that's nothing new. The lure of the streets, the peer pressure that's associated with being a teenager, a preteen, a pre-adolescent. You know, you want to be down. You know, so if you mix popularity and money in the mix, then you're probably going to get a situation where the influence is extremely strong. And not only that, but you may have a little fun along the way. While all that's going on, you're actually having some fun. And so you are enjoying your time as a young person. And you know how it is. You know how rough things can be when you're a teenager and you're just trying to fit in, you're trying to do well or whatever, and your parents may be disconnected from you because it seems like they don't understand. It seems like they don't really you know, they don't know what's going on with today. Like, they were there during their time, so that generation gap is strong. But your brother and your sister, like, they know what's up today. You know, your parents may have never been involved with drugs. They don't understand the drug culture. They didn't have a drug culture. Even if they were strung out on drugs or used to use drugs back in the day, they don't understand the culture. They didn't have a drug culture. Like, nowadays, we have a culture for everything. So it's not just, you're not just smoking weed. You're part of the weed culture. You're not just using drugs or selling drugs. You're part of the drug culture. You know, we have assessed the word culture to everything that we do, positive and negative nowadays. So it can really soften the blow of getting involved in these things, because you think that you're moving into some kind of club, some type of gang, some type of movement. They're calling everything a movement now. You know, shoot. You know, like, you can use your hand to make fart sounds under your arms nowadays. They call that damn movement. They'll call it a club. They will call it a culture. You know, I ain't lying. So, and me saying that may show how disconnected that I may seem from today's youth. I think I'm pretty connected, but they may not think so, because they don't believe that I could relate to anything that they do right now. They think that it's been so young that somebody like me or you has been young, that they don't think that the gap between us can be closed with listening, learning, understanding, hearing, and empathizing. They don't think so. So when your big brothers or your big sisters come into the equation, when they come into the fray, when they actually start to play a role in what you're doing and how things are playing out, yeah, it's different. It's real different. You know what I'm saying? What's going on, Emily Dunlap in the house? I said it. Emily Dunlap is in the house. I said it. Emily Dunlap is in the house. I said that Emily Dunlap is in the house. I said, Cal Chamberlain, me, Father Rita. Glad to come through. Glad to see ya. Glad that you always come through every day. And every time I see your name, I be like and ready to say, hey, hey, hey. Don't forget to hit the like button, y'all. Don't forget to hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed to the channel thus far. Don't forget to share the show. Don't be shy about sharing the show. So tonight, tonight we are talking about my big brother. My brother sold drugs, so I sell drugs. My sister used to twerk, so I twerk. My sister used to strip, so I strip. My brother used to rob, so I rob. My brother used to get high, so I get high. How many of y'all have seen it? How many of y'all have seen this situation where it wasn't the mama or the daddy that was directly responsible for turning a youth or pointing a youth down the road to destruction, pointing them down the wrong road? How many of y'all have seen it? I've definitely seen it. And when that's the case, because they're basically in the same generation, they're in the same age group, it's hard to say who was right or who was wrong, because both of them could be considered wrong for not following somebody else who was older and not going down the path that their coaches, teachers, guardians, mentors, and tutors had tried to get them to go down. The thing is, where were the parents? That's what we have to ask ourselves. Where were the parents? Where were the parents when these kids are out here teaching each other, learning each other, showing each other, instructing each other, directing each other? Like 9 times out of 10, it's not your mama or your daddy that gets you involved in a gang. 9 times out of 10, that's not who did that. But it might be your brother or your sister. And how many times have we heard through a sad rap song, whether you're talking about on the West Coast, where they would always talk about drugs? I mean, I'm always talk about gang banging and the gang culture back in the day, or whether you're talking about somebody on the East Coast, somebody on the East Coast, and they're talking about, you know, how they lost a lot of their friends, they peeps from around the way, from their unit, they cipher, you know. So it can happen either way. But the question is, whose fault is it if two people who are both young, who both never got the proper guidance that they required, so they just sort of raise themselves? I guess you have to ask yourself the question, or ask the question, well, why did they have to raise themselves? What were they doing raising themselves? Who raises themselves? Why did they have to raise themselves? How do we get the answer to that? How do we get the answer to who raised themselves and why? Is everybody wrong, or are some of the players right? What is it? And then David says, I've seen it a hell of a lot, especially in my profession. Exactly, Annette. Exactly. You're going to see a lot of it there. And the gang influence. My brother, he was part of a gang. They jumped me in. I'm part of a gang. That wasn't my mom who showed me that. That wasn't my dad who showed me that. That wasn't my uncle or my aunt who pointed me in that direction. But were my mom and my dad there to make sure I didn't go in that direction? My aunts and my uncles there to make sure I didn't go in that direction? Did I insist on going that direction, regardless of whether they were there or not? Who is to blame in this situation? Now, first of all, we have to make sure that we agree that the situations that we're talking about are bad situations. Now, is there anybody that's listening to this show who thinks that selling drugs is a good thing for a young person to do? Is that a good way to live your life? You know, because I'm not going to take for granted that we all feel that way. I know for a fact that there's some people who think that selling drugs is okay. One of those people might be me. I don't like the violence that's associated with drugs, but I'm like, whether you're selling drugs for recreational getting high, or whether you're selling toxic pharmaceutical drugs out of a pharmacy that have all of these side effects or whatever, you know, that they barely warn you against, and that doctors prescribe for you just so they can make more money on a kickback. Well, I don't see the difference. I really don't. I don't see the difference. You know, with street drugs, to be honest with you, they don't have a lot of side effects. With street drugs, don't have a lot of side effects. They really don't. Not compared to pharmaceutical drugs. But I know when I start talking like that, it sounds like I'm just deflecting, and it doesn't sound like I'm being rational. For some people, it doesn't even sound like I'm trying to make any sense. But when you peel back the layer, and if you put cocaine up against, I don't know, nicotine, you show me who wins in toxicity. Same thing with heroin versus prescription painkillers. You'll see. Now, the violence, the chaos, the murder, all of those negative things that are associated with selling drugs are really what turn us off to selling drugs. You'll never turn on the TV to your local news and hear them talking about how any prescription drug has killed all of these people or have made all of these people sick. You won't hear about that until that company gets sued, and you may not hear about it then. How many of y'all have gotten correspondence in the mail from a lawyer or a law firm talking about a class action suit that you may be eligible to be compensated from because some substance, some drug or whatever, some prescription medication that has been proven to have made people sick or that has killed people? Now there's a settlement. There's a settlement coming forth about that, and you may be eligible for that money if you bought that, if you used or were prescribed within a certain time frame. Is it only me? I've gotten those at least 3 times. So, but you're not going to hear that. You're not going to hear that kind of thing. What you're going to hear is down in Kensington, Philadelphia, a new strain, a new type of heroin got these cats running around there looking like zombies. Ain't killed nobody, but it got them looking all crazy and fucked up. So those are some of the problems that are associated with drugs and the drug culture, the so-called drug culture. The media has already been paid to steer your thinking towards one way and not the other way. And the problem is, we really think that we're thinking for ourselves when we watch that shit, and we're not, because we will regurgitate exactly what they said, especially if we don't think that the person that we're talking to has seen that news coverage. I hear it all the time. So like I said, we have to find out if we even think that selling drugs is bad. Not everybody may think that selling drugs is bad. And on the female side, a woman, a young girl may be assisting selling drugs. Like, she might be a runner. She may be delivering drugs to a prison, sticking the drugs up in a twat or in the ass cheeks, being able to pass the pat down in the legal search. She may jump on the Peter Pan bus, Greyhound, Trailways, Amtrak, or whatever she needs to do in order to deliver a package, or she's a courier, she's a courier, with intent to deliver, or she may get involved in an activity that is degrading to her, something of a sexual nature. It could start off innocently enough, if you want to call it innocent. You know what I mean? I don't think that is cute, nice, pretty. I think that is very alarming when I see young girls out here twerking. And they be knowing they wrong too. Because as soon as a grown-up come along, you know what I mean? First you'll see an back in there, then a grown-up walk into the room or something. They like, got caught twerking. Sometimes they get their ass whooped. But they didn't learn that twerking from their mama or their dad or their auntie or whatever. A lot of times they didn't. I'm sure that plenty of times they have. But they may have definitely learned it from their big sister. So they learn how to twerk with their big sister. And they may have even asked the question, well, why are we dancing like this? Yeah, we dance like this because the boys like it when we dance like this. And they'll give us money if we dance like this because they think that we're going to give them some. Give them some what? We're going to have sex with them. What's sex? Do the nasty. Ooh. Do we have to do the nasty to them? No. All you got to do is dance like this. And they think that they're going to get something from you. So you just keep on dancing and acting that way. And they'll give you money up front, and you don't have to do nothing but put them off one day. But you might decide to do it to one of them or some of them one day. And even if you do, it's okay if you do it to somebody. Everybody do that. That's your sister telling you that. That's your sister influencing you that you to do that. And she may have been influenced to do it by somebody else. She may have been influenced to do it by somebody else. So it keeps turning over. It keeps turning over. It's a slippery slope and it can get bad. But the bottom line is, a lot of times our brothers and our sisters, our older brothers and sisters, have an influence over us that we don't pay enough attention to. But how many times have you heard young gangsters talking about how they brother and they brother and or they sister got killed in the game, hurt in the game, and they riding, even though their brother got killed doing this, they didn't get out of it. They feel like they dedicating what they're doing now on the negative side to them. Yeah, that sounds like the gang culture. But it ain't always just the gang culture. And even if it is, that's something that we have to deal with because it affects all of us. But it can happen to any of us. And that's my concern. It can definitely happen to any of us. Carol Chamberlain says it happens. Someone to be like they older siblings. Of course. You look up to your big brother or your big sisters out there getting it. Everybody seems to look up to them. Everybody seems to respect them. Everybody seems to give you respect and love and admiration because you such and such little brother or you such and such little sister. Oh no, don't mess with such and such because that's their little, that's the little homie right there. Or that's the little shorty, that's the little cutie. You stay away from her. That influence is there. You plugged in by your older brother or your older sister. You may have a big brother that can fight his ass off. So they knew not to mess with you because your big brother was going to come through and he was going to make sure that he regulated and kept everything cool. He was going to make sure. So you mess with the little homie and the big homie going to come through and wax that ass. So you were protected because your big brother was there. So you think you're not going to want to be like your big brother in a situation like that? Huh? Yeah, okay. Why not? Why not? So you can have a hard time. You know, when we was growing up, being able to fight, being able to hold your hands was a big deal. Being able to hold your hands was a big deal. People knew that you could fight and that you would fight. They'd leave you alone. Look, we can get into other trouble, but we ain't gonna be getting the trouble of us whooping your ass. You're not going to get into trouble. You're not going to have to worry about your safety and your reputation being tarnished that way. No. So Jones says, have my virtual therapy horse session. It was great. What's that? Carol Chamberlain says siblings idolize their older siblings. They do. A lot of times they really, really do. And that can be a good thing. Like, you know, your older brother or your older sister can show you the ropes in a good way. Like, they may be a really great musician. Like, my brother played the drums. That's why I play the drums. I imagine it happened in the Jackson 5. Groups like that. The DeBarge family. You know? Shoot. It's not always bad, but we're talking about when it is bad and when it's terrible. You know, when it's very, very destructive, counterproductive to allowing you to be able to learn and grow and sometimes just be alive with all of your working parts. So, okay. Annette Davis says, at times we had 3 members of the same family locked up at one time. Shit. Ansel Jones says, product of their environment. Yeah. Annette says, your math skills will definitely increase with selling drugs. I guess if you trying to find the positive. Sometimes your science skills can increase too. And definitely your business skills. It doesn't always happen that way. Carol Chamberlain says, doctors are the biggest drug pushers. Hell, I remember when cocaine was still in Coca-Cola and parents went to pharmacies and bought the Coke syrup. I don't know what you talking about, Carol. I don't know what you talking about. But that cocaine did used to be in that Coca-Cola. And by the way, heroin wasn't always an illegal drug. After the Harrison Act of 1914, that's when heroin started to become illegal. After 1914. Before then, women out in the suburbs used to pour a little heroin in their coffee, give it a nice little boost. The British used to make the Chinese do the opium trade with them. After China said, listen, we don't want to deal in no opium no more. Our people are messed up. They're strung out on this shit. And you know, we're having a hard time getting anything done, being productive. And the British was like, nah, y'all gonna still buy this heroin. You know why? Because we getting money. And y'all gonna, little ass Britain was controlling big ass China. That's one of the reasons why China has a chip on their shoulder to this day. They've been shit on. But not like Africa. Anyway. Oh, and that says I'm buffering a lot. Oh. On my side, I look pretty clear. Connection is unstable. I'll be damned. And that says, I saw a video where this mother was teaching her little not the pole dance. And you know, speaking of pole dancing, because it's separate from stripping. You know, you hear people say all the time, you know, like, I wish I could do that. They are in such great shape. They are in such great shape. You know, I wish I could dance on a pole like that. So you don't want to be a stripper, but you don't mind pole dancing or learning how to pole dance. So they have pole dancing classes. Pole dancing classes. So I guess you know, you can turn your man on. You know what I'm saying? You can excite your man by doing this pole dance. But you ain't got to take off your clothes for no money. I don't see why you have to. All right, listen, if you're a couple, you know what I mean? Y'all do what y'all do. Whatever turns y'all on, you like it. You like it. I love it, I guess. But I do understand the impact that it can have with people, because it takes the illicit nature away. Like, no, we pole dancing. We're not stripping. We're just learning. It's like gymnastics. It's like gymnastics. Well, do you know how tough it is to do gymnastics? You know, they take classes. They have coaches. They have a certain type of body, frame that allows them to be able to do that shit. It ain't for everybody to do it. Yeah, TK, right? Let me look up the Harrison Act. The Harrison Act of 1914. Yeah, I must be buffering because it didn't even do it. It's going real slow. Damn. Are you going to talk?
According to Wikipedia, 138 stat, 180 of opiates and coca products. The act was proposed by Representative Francis Burton Harrison of New York and was approved on December 17, 1914.
Okay. So it says the Harrison Narcotics Tax Act. Now, when you see where it says Tax Act, that means they started to make money off of this shit. Okay, it says was a United States federal law that regulated and taxed the production, importation, and distribution of opiates and coca products. Opiates and coca products. So we're talking about heroin and cocaine. The act was proposed by Representative Francis Burton Harrison of New York and was approved on December 17th, 1914. Now, let's see if we can really get into this. Well, let's try drugs and crime, behavioral aspects. Let's see what they have to say about this. The Harrison Act of 1914. It would appear that American drug policy originated from two competing models of addiction. As noted above, the criminal model viewed addiction as one of many antisocial behaviors manifested by growing classes of predatory and dangerous criminals. But there also was the medical model, in which addiction was considered to be a chronic and relapsing disease that should be addressed in the manner of other physical disorders by the medical and other healing professions. All right. Many commentators have viewed the Harrison Act of 1914 as the ultimate triumph of the criminal model over the medical view. And as such, that single piece of legislation served to shape the direction of drug policy for years to come and generations yet unborn. However, history suggests suggests a somewhat alternative story. Briefly, the Harrison Act required all people who imported, manufactured, produced, compounded, sold, dispensed, or otherwise distributed cocaine and opiate drugs to register with the Treasury Department, pay special taxes, and keep records of all transactions. As such, it was a revenue code designed to exercise some measure of public control over narcotics and other drugs. Certain provisions of the Harrison Act permitted physicians to prescribe, dispense, or administer narcotics to their patients for legitimate medical purposes and in the course of professional practice. But how these two phrases were interpreted was another matter entirely. On one hand, the medical establishment held that addiction was okay. Anyway, it all comes down to the money. Whenever you're talking about an act, whenever you're talking about law, whenever you're talking about anything that deals with legal matters, you're talking about money. So it doesn't have anything to do with right or wrong. They don't care about that. They do care about that money. So when we're talking about our brothers and our sisters into introducing us to criminal activity or illicit activity or immoral activity, then we're going to start talking about an area where we're probably going to make some money off of it, and or we could be prosecuted by the law for doing what we're doing. Drugs and sex, selling ass, selling drugs fast money and selling ass. Fast money and selling ass, that's what we do. Fast money and selling ass, that's what we do. Fast money and selling ass, that's what we do. Yo, my brother introduced me to fast money and selling ass, that's what we do. Fast money and selling ass, that's what we do. Fast money and selling ass, that's what we do. Yo, I get my shit and I hang with my crew, my homies, all my life, plus my wife, she be turning it up. Yo, you gotta see that butt. Yo, getting all that money and it's coming in fast and we buy a lot of ass. Yo, fast money and selling that ass. I said fast money and selling that ass. I said fast money and selling that ass. Yo, we get the money fast and we get a lot of ass. I said fast money and selling that ass. I said a fast money selling that ass. I said a fast money. And see y'all, and it was like we high class. Your brothers and sisters, when your brother sold drugs, you saw him shining, getting money, driving cars, getting respect, getting the girls, having jewelry, having money on hand, seeming to have access, and you wanted to do it too. So he showed you how to cook up like the crew. Yeah, you saw him do it, you wanted to do it too. So he told you how to cook up and get money with the crew. Now on the girl side, you saw your sister and all the boys used to be sniffing behind her ass and they would take money out of their wallet and give it fast. Yo, they was giving her money and knots and she was giving it all she got with a shot. Yeah. So I started twerking too. I started stripping too. I was getting money and you wish you could do it too. I was getting money. I was stripping too. And you wish you could get as much money too. Money. What y'all talking about? By the way, if y'all want to call into the show, y'all can call into the show. Seemed like a long time since I'm giving out the number. 319-527-6199. That's the number to call. I said a 319-527-6199. Yes, yo. I said 319-527-6199. Yeah, get on the line. I said a 319-527-6199. Yeah, get your shine, baby. All right. Okay. Carol Chambers says, yeah, you're getting blurry and your voice is slower than the video. Okay. So it ain't me. I'm telling you, this COVID-19 shit, this quarantine got everybody using the same internet. So, it's pulling down everything. It's sometimes you win, sometimes you lose, So let's. Okay. TK Wright says, just like alcohol, and now marijuana. They wanted to be able to make money off of it because they knew that it would be sold and distributed anyway. You know, make something against the law, and then you'll make money all day. That's all you have to do. Take anything and then regulate it and tax it, but make it against the law, and then you start racking up the violations, and you start filling up the prisons and the courts. That's all law is. That's why I don't like or respect lawyers. I don't respect the profession. It's bullshit. And we think that they something special. Oh, I'm a lawyer. Okay. Yeah, I went to school all of these years. Okay. So what? A lot of people go to school a long time. What makes you any better than else? Huh? I don't get it. You don't do nothing. You sue people. You get people sued. You know, when you peel back the layers, that's you snitch on this person and say who, or try to prove who was right or who was wrong, and then there's a fee assessed to that. That's all you do. You ain't moving no mountains. You haven't saved a single person. You got them compensated. What you doing? Okay. All right, TK right says, I'm mad that I be dancing when you make these songs. Fast money selling that ass. Fuck, hey, it is what it is. Carol Chamberlain says, control the wealth in the American way. Yes. Yeah. So that's what we're talking about tonight. My brother sold drugs, so I sold. Nigga, get your paws off me. I don't know what you've been stepping in. Smelling like cat litter. Nah, I'm just playing. You all right. You a clean animal. I mean, as far as animals are concerned, I wouldn't eat in your bowl with you, though. Wouldn't do that. But yeah, your brothers and your sisters can really have an influence over you that your parents may never had. You know, how many of y'all have ever had to lean on your big brother or your big sister because your mom and your dad, you know, was out doing their thing so much that your brothers and your sisters were all you had? Or maybe you were the big brother and the big sister, and you had to, you know, you had to be the safe one. You had to make sure that you were a positive influence because mom and dad they weren't doing what they were supposed to do. They weren't being positive. God damn, this connection, man. Damn, what the fuck? Sorry for the buffering. Sorry, I listen. I can't control it. It's to the point where I don't even want to touch it. I don't even want to touch it because y'all know it seems like as soon as you touch it, then it really start to act a fool. Yeah, like I said, but maybe you were the big brother. Maybe you were the big brother or the big sister, and you had to conduct yourself in a certain kind of way because you wanted to make sure that you gave your brothers and your sisters a decent fighting chance to be something out there. Mom and dad, they too busy getting high, or mommy is out chasing behind some bum ass nigga. She too busy out there living her life. So you know, there's sometimes when you are the older brother or the older sister, and you kind of miss out on your youth. That's how you feel. You missed out on your youth because you had to raise your brothers and your sisters and and had to do the best job that you could because it was important to you that they got somewhere. You know what I mean? So it was all on you. You might have wanted to be out there doing nothing but chasing girls or running behind young boys, or you know what I mean, getting high, partying and having fun the way you're supposed to do when you're a teenager, sneaking in and out of parties, getting in trouble, getting out of trouble, you know, that kind of shit. Mischief, young mischief. But you didn't get a chance to do that because you had to set a decent example for your brothers and your young brothers and your sisters. But maybe the most positive that you could get was, no, I'll sell drugs. Yeah, I sell drugs, but I can't let you do it. Maybe that's the most positivity you could muster up for the time because you actually had to financially raise them 16, 17, 18 years old, and you are raising all of your brothers and sisters. The reason that they eat every night is because of you. The reason that they have clothes on their back, shoes on their feet, a little bit of pocket money and all of that is because of you. Even though at any time you could be locked up, at any time you could be killed, but you holding it down the best way you can right now. My big brother, my brother sold drugs, so I sell drugs too. My brother sold drugs, so I sold drugs too. My brother sold drugs, so I sell drugs too. You can say what you want to, you bug who? Do you think you are? Do you think that you're better than us? I don't think you're better. You ain't really no better than us. We do what we got to do. We live up in the hood. Y'all can't get with us. Y'all wouldn't understood. Understand. We are the man. We the men. We do get the shit done. And we can. Yo, when it all goes down, yo, hopefully for the rest will be around. And since we live it the best we can, and y'all not helping us or understanding where we coming from, what we have to do and what we do when we hang around our crew, you do it too. If you was exposed to the same things that we are, you would try to be yourself a street star, but you don't. Then you can't. All right, man. That's gonna be a hit. That beat was dope. All right, you know what I'm saying? It's not always easy, y'all. It's not always easy. When you haven't been taught better, you're not going to just automatically know better all the time. Sure, people will dispute whether you know better or not. They will dispute whether you know better or not. They will say that you have been taught and that you should know better. You go to school, you don't see your teachers teaching you all of this crazy stuff. You're not, you know what I mean? You're not dumb. You're not oblivious to what's right and what's wrong. You know better. Samaj Network, what's going on? How you feeling, Samaj? Samaj, thanks for coming on through. I appreciate me some of you. He will have a seat and hang with the crew. Annette Davis says they leaned on me. You was the oldest. It be like that somewhere, sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Emily says, "Talkie, you can." Okay. All right. Carol says, I idolized one of my brothers. He was the greatest cook, and I wanted to cook like him. See, this killer animal over here. You know what I mean? This dirty beast. Beast. I don't give a fuck. Like beast, my ass. Rub my head. Rub my head. Carol telling us, can't wait for these CDs to drop on sale. TK Ray says, I'm concerned with what it means in today's world to be the big brother, big sister, or the little or the little brother, little sister. Yeah. But it didn't just start. You know, like in the 60s and the 70s, we called them drug pushers. But prostitution has always been there. Now, they may not have been twerking, but there was definitely selling ass has always been a profession. And there's always been a way out when you couldn't find a better way out. Bless y'all too. Oh, bless. Many blessings. Many blessings. 1,000 blessings to all y'all. All y'all, you know what I'm saying? Many blessings. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate me some you. But yeah. So the way that you're introduced to something, and especially the person who introduces you to it, has a really big impact on how you will continue to use that thing and how you will continue to view it. If your big brother or your big sister sold drugs or sold ass, and they were the ones who taught you, who showed you, who loved you, who took care of you, you're not going to look at selling drugs or selling ass as a bad thing. Now, sure, you making these videos and shit, backing that ass up, acting like a young A young savage princess. Sounds like a play on words, right? A young savage ass princess. That's what you're doing. You walking, running around here like you ain't got no sense. But your big brother or your big sister taught you how to do that shit. And they protected you while you did it. And they showed you why doing it could get you what you wanted or what you thought you wanted. That was your big brother and your big sister. That wasn't your mama or your daddy. Sure, it may have been that way because your mom and your daddy were absent. But at the end of the day, hey, they had an influence on you, and it was strong. It was strong. You know? So what do y'all think? Which do y'all think is stronger? Which do y'all think is stronger? Get some hand sanitizer. I don't even really have no hand sanitizer, but this is what I do have. I got me some alcohol. And alcohol is the main ingredient in hand sanitizer. So after I touch my kitty and give me some rubbing alcohol here, yeah, that's hand sanitizer. And then my hands is nice and sanitized. You know, my hands nice and sanitized. You get my hands sanitized. Nice and fresh. All right. So yeah. So which one do y'all think is stronger? Do you think that parents have a stronger influence over their children? Or do you think that other children, the older children, the siblings, do you think that they have greater control? I'm thinking that the parents probably are the initial teachers, the initial trainers, the initial coaches. And then as the kids start to grow up, they start to, all right, I'm going to take what I learned from the parents or other people, other influence, other guiders, and then we're going to make our own thing. Shirley, the world's most precious and greatest pearl in the world. Shirley, the world's most precious and greatest pearl in the world. What's going on, ma? It's good to see me some you. Thanks for coming on through. Carol Timberlake says, ass was and is a commodity. Yes, it will always sell. It will always sell. Whether it gets paid for directly or indirectly, it will always sell. Now, who's going to introduce you to selling it? Who's going to introduce you to selling it? Because that's going to make a big difference on whether you are the buyer or the seller. And at what level you will buy and sell, because your value system will be wrapped all up in that shit, man. This is the Daily Go Getimism show, baby. You know, we're talking about my brother sold drugs, so I sold drugs. And my sister used to strip, or my sister stripped, so I stripped. Speaking of that, a lot of people the media has done a job on this stripping thing. You can't tell the media that stripping is wrong. It's just stripping. I'm in love with a stripper. Yeah, a stripper. You know what I mean? You know, the stripper. All this stripper. You can't even stripper shame anymore. You talk about stripping, and stripping is not a good thing. It leads to prostitution and whatever. People be like, no, it don't. I'm like, you realize that it already is prostitution. You don't have to actually have penetration in order for it something to be a sexual act. You know what I mean? Like, okay, I didn't have sex with him, but he did finger my pussy. But that's not the same. I ain't had sex with him, though. Like, you let him put his dirty little ass COVID-19 fingers into your twat. Come on, shorty. That can't be a good thing. You better go have your pussy, you know what I mean? You better go have it checked out for salmonella. He might have had E. coli on his hands. You don't know where that motherfucker could have just picked up a frog. He could have just picked up a frog before he came and got you. I imagine that after this whole pandemic thing slows down, the stripper clubs gonna be on some other shit. You know, these strippers gonna be coming out with they masks on and shit. You know what I mean? You take them in the private room. You take them in the private room to have your way with them. You gotta use condoms and you gotta use gloves. So now you finger pop them. You gotta finger pop them with the latex gloves on. Like, yo, you can't finger pop me free-handed no more. No more raw finger popping. No more raw finger popping. Make sure you don't have no cuts in those gloves. Don't be trying to go raw. Don't be trying to go raw, finger popping me. I ain't gonna let you go raw finger popping me.
90 seconds.
I ain't gonna let you go raw finger popping me. So. So yeah, this is something to think about, if nothing else.
60 seconds.
Where did you get your influence from? Is a parent's influence stronger than a sibling's influence? Is a sibling's influence stronger than a parent's influence? How do they balance out? How do you control each one and steer it in the right direction so that nobody gets hurt, nobody move, nobody get hurt? Because the ultimate goal, I believe, I should hope, is to make sure that our young people stay safe. At the same time, some families are so dysfunctional that their survival method, my survival methods may be way different than your survival methods. Your survival methods may be way different than me. Cheryl Hudson said, "You better hope she not allergic to latex." That's funny, man. You know what I mean? Women of today be talking about they allergic to latex. In the 80s, I ain't hear nobody say that they was allergic to latex. They was allergic to having a baby. All I know is that when a woman gets pregnant, all kinds of having a baby, getting pregnant is actually a very unhealthy position to be in. You get sick up front. That shit, a baby invades you like a virus. You get sick, be throwing up. A lot of women get fevers. They have those complicated pregnancies and shit. There's something growing inside of you, feeding off of you directly. Yeah, feeding off of you directly. It alerts every hormonal activity in your body. It concentrates onto that baby. All of your body functions, each organ in your body is concentrating on that foreign entity that grows inside of you. 'Cause nothing should matter, not when love grows inside you. The choice is yours. There's a miracle in store. Said nothing should matter, not when love grows inside you. The voice of love is crying out, don't throw love away. There's a miracle in store for you. The late great Whitney Houston, baby. The late great Whitney Houston, baby. Yeah. So would you rather get a would you rather break out because of some latex gloves tapping on them with them sugar walls, yours? Yeah, I mean, smacking on them lips. Or would you rather? Or would you rather? Look, I gave you an elbow smash. Or would you rather have a little something growing inside of you that's going to bond you to somebody that you didn't want to be bonded to for like 21 years? You can clear up that little bad reaction to latex. You can clear that up in a couple of days. You can't clear that baby up. You can't clear that motherfucker up for shit. Yeah. She did seem to like my singing, didn't she? She came right over here. La 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 la. Hey yo, cat. Hey yo, cat. Hey yo, cat. La 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 la. La 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 la. My cat amor. She like, man, I ain't about trying to hear that shit. I don't understand them words and shit. You know what I mean? All I know is sometimes you be talking to me. He was singing to me. He was singing to me. He was singing to me. You got to get on up out of here, y'all. Like, yeah, you know, I mean, my brother sold drugs, so I sold drugs. And my sister sold ass, so I sold ass. I said, brother sold drugs, so I sold drugs. And sister sold ass, so I sold ass. I said, brother sold drugs, so I sold drugs. I said, sister sold ass, so I sold ass. I said, sister sold drugs, sister sold ass. Brother sold drugs, he bought ass. I said, sister sold drugs, sister sold ass. Brother sold drugs, bought a lot of ass. I said, my brother sold drugs, sold. Since my brother sold drugs, sold. Brother sold drugs, so brother sold drugs, so brother sister, brother sister, sold drugs, brother sister, sold drugs, brother sold drugs, brother sold drugs, I sold drugs, sister sold drugs, brother sold drugs, so I sold drugs, sister sold drugs, ass, brother sold drugs, so I sold drugs, sister sold drugs, ass, brothers, sisters, yo, yeah. You know, we gotta save the babies. We gotta save the babies. But are we protecting our babies away from? Are we protecting them from predators, grown adult predators, or do we have to protect them from their own peers? And maybe a combination of two. But we have to know what's going on. You know, we normally assume that when we see these young boys out here with their pants hanging down, their parents didn't show them how to with their pants hanging off their ass. But their brothers may have showed them that. And the sisters and our little young sisters, they are attracted to them dudes with their pants hanging off their ass. You don't hear these young girls complaining about these dudes running around here with their pants hanging off their ass. Have you noticed that? Have you noticed that? Because that's their own culture. That's what they do. So they understand each other and they know that we don't understand them, even though we are trying to make sure that we bridge the gap between what they like and what we like and what we know and what they know and for what's safe for them and what's detrimental to them. You know? I don't know, man. You know, so this is something that we really have to take into serious consideration. Somebody might be out there with their pants hanging down, or these chicks out here with their pants hanging down, their titties hanging out, you know, they ass all out, they ass and titty all out, they titty and assed out. They didn't learn that from their mom. Maybe they did. Maybe some of them learned it from their mom, but they definitely learned it from their sister. Show a little cleavage, show a little leakage, show a little cleavage, show a little leakage. You know, all this strip club shit. You know, all these young cats going up in the strip club, they trying to make it rain and all of that shit. Yo, you know, we going to Onyx tonight. 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 We going to spend a little cash and hopefully get a little ass. I want to get a little blow. Sniffing it and also getting the blow. Yeah, you know, yo, she went down. A nut I found. I didn't go far. She did it in my car. Did it in my car. Right after she got finished on the stage, she came back to my car and she was underage. She was 17, but getting real clean. And I know that she sucked the dick mean. And I'm coming back next week and I don't give a fuck what you say. I speak the truth. And she was the truth. And if I get her again, yo, I'm gonna be 100 proof. And my brother introduced me to her. Yes, he did. I said my brother introduced her to me. Yes, he did. I said brother introduced me to her. Yes, he did. And it's all right, kid. It's all right, kid. Let's do these birthday shout outs and get on up out of here, y'all. Let's do these birthday shout outs and get up out of here, y'all. Yo, Annette, I'm glad that you're doing better. I really am. Okay, Miller. Okay, Miller. Thanks for coming to Okay, Miller. And they say, so are drugs bad? Drugs. I'm going to say this. I think that selling drugs can be bad. I don't think that it's automatically bad, but I think that it can be bad because of the violence that's associated with selling drugs. Any action, especially if it's an illegal action, any action period that involves getting money, high amounts of money, that also involves separating territory. So like we can't all just get money here. We can only, like, some of us have to get money over here and some of us have to get money over there. And if over here they're getting more money than we're getting over here, then we need to go over there and take their spot so we can get more money over there. Or we need to find a way to merge both places with us controlling that. So we're going to buy y'all over there, even though y'all were making more money than we was making over here. But what we have to do is we have to intimidate y'all. We have to kill y'all motherfuckers or whatever, so we can take over y'all and get all of the money. So y'all want to live? Then you do our bidding. So that's how drugs can be bad. Also, if you don't use drugs wisely, just like prescription medications, if you don't use them wisely, they will kill you. But street drugs don't normally kill you. Now, like a street drug like heroin, you can overdose on that quickly because your body will not be used to, ingesting that in that fashion when you have never done it before. So you have to learn how to do that alone, by somebody who knows what they're doing to start you off small. But cocaine, you're not going to overdose on no cocaine. It's too expensive for all of that. You'll get high like crazy, but you ain't gonna OD. And by the way, most people who overdose on drugs do not die. Overdose, and I used to think that overdose means that you died. No. You die when they say that you died of a drug overdose. Most people who overdose on drugs just get really sick and have to be rushed to the hospital to get their stomach pumped, or however they get the drugs out of your system. But most people don't die that way. And the reason that we think that most people die from that is because of the media. They hype that up. They really do. But you don't see, how many movies have you seen where somebody has died with a needle in their arm, like on Dead Presidents, with Chris Tucker, he died with the needle in his arm. Name a movie that you've seen where somebody died from taking heart medication, overdosing basically on heart medication because they forgot that they took the medication and then took some more. You're not going to see that in the movie. You know why? Because they don't want you to be thinking that, these prescription drugs are going to fuck you up. And these pharmaceutical companies can pay movie directors to write that out of the script, or to make sure that they don't write that in the script. But ain't no drug dealers going to be like, yo, don't make a movie where you make drugs look bad. Like, it don't matter. People still going to use that shit. So let's do these birthday shout outs. Some people were born on this glorious May 20th, and they deserve to be acknowledged. So let's go about our business of acknowledging them and making them feel special because they are special because they are special because they are SPECIAL. They are SPECIAL. They are the number one out the box. My girl Angela Hawkins turning 51 years old today. Happy birthday to you, Angela. She called into the Daily Go Get a Business show one time. Matter of fact, she didn't call in. She came on video and I caught her smoking a cigarette. I was like, what the hell are you doing? You can't come on this show smoking a cigarette. We don't do that. Those are drugs. Happy birthday to you, Miss Hawkins. And also Cindy Vicente Rivera turning 45 years old today. Happy birthday to you, Cindy Vicente Rivera. Bow, 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 bow. She pulled a 45 on y'all. What's up now? And also Marsha Alfred. Happy birthday to you, Marsha Alfred. And Tawana L. Jones turning 37 years old today. That's my man, Ansel Jones' sister, cousin. Okay. And also Claudine Jean. Happy birthday to you, Claudine. And Dee Dee Monroe turning 42 years old today. Happy birthday to you, Dee Dee. And B. Rivas, fresh out of her 20s, fresh into her 30s. She's so grown. Do the damn thing, B. And Makeda Hughes turning 38 years old today. She got a 38. She loading up the 38. She loading up the 38. She bop, 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 bop. She loading up the 38 years old today. And this is the date. Word. And last but not least, my girl, Catrice Whitsett. Happy birthday to you, Catrice. I want to say happy birthday to all of you and anyone else out there who shares this birthday on us glorious May 20th, anywhere out there in the world, worldwide, internationally, and universally. All of y'all go ahead and turn up. But don't turn up too loud. Just turn up loud enough so everybody can hear you. Rock out. Rock on it to the damn, to rock out. Rock on it. The damn, rock out. Rock on into the damn thing. You do your thing, y'all. Represent the queens and kings. You do your thing, y'all. Represent the queens and kings. I'm checking to see if this is the last day of Taurus. Let's see, Taurus. Oh, shit. This is the last day of Taurus. It's time for Gemini. Oh, why? Oh, shit. It's about to get real. It's about to get real. The twins is coming through. Oh, shit. What you know now. All right. Taurus, y'all had a good run. Sorry that Taurus, you had a good run. I'm so sorry that COVID-19 spoiled y'all fun, but we will be back in here next year, 2021. Yo, let's start the cheer. Yeah. Anyway, peace to all y'all. We gotta get on up out of here. Yo, good things happen to those who wait. Great things happen to those who grind. And anything can happen to those who go for theirs. So go hard, go for yours, and remember, man. I mean, listen, when your brothers and your sisters are older and they have an influence over you, and it can be your cousins too, and they are showing you the way, even though they don't even know the way. So we got two people losing their way. It can lead to jail, death, being hurt, paralyzed, and all that shit. Yo, and that's the bad way to live. And you could have gone a much more positive direction, but then you got instruction. But those who didn't understand the function, it's going to be y'all right. One day it's going to be y'all right, but you got lessons to learn. And you had to do it because your turn. That's word, y'all. That's word, y'all. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel. That's my word. That's true, y'all. That's what you do, y'all. And make sure that you hit the like button. Yo, make sure that you hit the like button. Make sure that you hit the like button. Make sure that you hit the like button. Don't forget to share the show and make sure that your peeps all know. That's what you do. Make sure that you share the show and make sure that your peeps all know. We got to do better. We have to do a better job in making sure that our young people have a fighting chance out here, especially our young Black brothers and sisters. We have to make sure that they have a decent chance out here. You know, I mean, we owe it to them. We owe them a chance to be able to succeed, to be able to live free in their hearts and in their minds. You know what I mean? When you talk about a life of degrading yourself with stripping or a life of selling drugs filled with danger, running from the cops all the time, going back and forth to court, going to jail, being killed. That shit. People think that shit is a game. They think that these young people out here choose to do this shit. They've been shown how to do it, but that's the only way that they've been shown. And if we can find a way to show them something better, and we have to work on their older siblings the same way we should have worked on the older siblings. So we have to work on them so they can set a better example for the ones who are younger than them. And hopefully we can get this thing straightened out. It has to start with the babies, and because we know that it ends with the senior citizens. So it ends with our elders. It starts with our youth. And if we don't do that thing, we won't have proof that we will ever be better than the condition we are. And we don't want to be here no more, Star. You know what I'm talking about. Yo, this wrong route, the right route, doesn't matter. We can't go out. We got to do the best for our young and make sure they don't get out there all strong and counting on a way of life that's dangerous. We got to do better. Do not slit your wrist. We can be better than those who came before, but we got to show them the score. No more of the craziness, chaos, and all that violence. We make sure that our voices don't get silenced and we can be better than we ever were previously. Yeah, you'll see. You'll see. Peace to all my day ones, my everydays, and my brand news. I said, peace to all my day ones, my everydays, and my brand news. Peace to my day ones, my everydays, and my brand news. I'm going to holler at y'all. So we will be on tomorrow, and we won't have the big steal borrow. Make sure y'all hit that like button. Make sure that y'all share the show. Make sure that y'all subscribe to the channel if y'all haven't subscribed to the channel. Thanks for my new viewers who are coming through. We do this every day, 7 o'clock on the weekdays, and we do this on Saturday mornings, like 11 o'clock on the weekend. So, like I said, peace to all my day ones, my everydays, my brand news, man. I love y'all to death. I resuscitate y'all. Love y'all right back to life. So I'll holler at y'all later, Blog Talk. We out of here. And for the rest of y'all know that I care. I'm out. I holler. I said peace. Oh, the number to call is 319-527-6199. But that's done over there, so we can't call in now. But if you come back tomorrow, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we be right here. And we are guaranteed to be here too. That's an everyday thing. It's called the Daily Go Getimism Show. So we here like the news. Peace, y'all. Thanks.